The Lancelot M1630 Pro DTF bundle is built for people who want to start printing apparel with a setup that feels fast, automated, and ready for real production without the usual frustration that comes with entry-level machines. When you look at this bundle, what stands out first is how complete it is. You're not just getting a printer. You're getting the M1630 Pro unit, the roll feeder, the white ink circulation system, the oven for curing, a laptop that's already prepared for workflow, and the consumables you need to begin printing almost immediately. For beginners and small businesses, that alone removes a huge barrier. You don't need to figure out compatibility or buy components separately. Everything arrives designed to work together from day one. The reason people pay attention to this printer is the upgrade in speed. Compared to older L1800 and L805 style DTF models, the M1630 Pro prints at more than double the speed, and that increase is not just an advantage. It completely changes the workflow. Instead of waiting for a single sheet to finish, the printer pushes ink with enough efficiency to handle short-run production for small businesses, creators, and anyone making shirts, hoodies, bags, and customized items. The faster output becomes especially important when you're using it with a roll feeder, because roll-to-roll printing makes the system feel like a miniature production line. You simply load the film roll, let the printer feed, and watch the designs flow out continuously without constant supervision. The machine's white ink circulation system solves one of the biggest problems DTF owners face: clogged heads. Anyone who has used a basic DTF printer knows the frustration of white ink settling, separating, or clogging. The M1630 Pro uses an automated circulation system that keeps the white ink moving throughout the internal lines, reducing downtime and improving consistency. This is especially helpful for users who print daily or run small shops, but it's also a relief for people who print only a few times a week. Maintaining print quality becomes much easier because the machine is constantly protecting itself from the biggest headache in DTF printing. Auto maintenance is another reason this printer stands out. Instead of constantly doing manual cleaning, purging, or dealing with ink buildup, the system handles much of this process automatically. It helps keep the nozzles clear, maintains pressure, and prevents dried ink from affecting the next print job. In other words, it saves time, reduces wasted film and ink, and makes the printer feel like a reliable tool instead of something you constantly need to fix. For beginners who get nervous about the technical side of DTF, this level of automation removes a lot of fear. The laptop included with the bundle is also prepared for printing right out of the box. You don't have to fight with drivers or color profiles. Everything is pre-configured so you can start designing, sending prints, and adjusting print settings without complicated setup. That's extremely valuable for people who aren't tech-savvy. You turn it on, load your film, fill your ink tanks, send the first design, and it works. The curing oven included in the bundle makes the finishing process much smoother. Once the design is printed with powder applied, the oven gives you an even, controlled cure so the adhesive melts properly and bonds with the film. This step is crucial. If you try using a heat gun or inconsistent heat source, you get uneven results and peeling transfers. The included oven warms evenly, holds temperature, and gives a professional finish that transfers cleanly onto fabric when pressed. It provides the stability and consistency needed for shirts that last through repeated washing. The overall print quality from the M1630 Pro is crisp, vivid, and detailed. The color layering with white ink foundation makes designs pop on both light and dark fabrics. Gradients, shadows, and fine details come through clearly. Because DTF printing doesn't require pre-treating the shirt or dealing with complicated steps, the entire process feels straightforward. Once the film is cured, you heat press it onto cotton, polyester, blends, and multiple fabric types. That flexibility is one of the biggest reasons DTF has become so popular. You can create merch for events, clothing brands, family occasions, and personalized gifts without being locked into a specific fabric type. The roll feeder brings a level of consistency that individual sheets can't match. With sheet-fed printing, alignment and loading mistakes happen constantly. With the roll feeder, everything stays straight, tensioned, and stable. It reduces jams, reduces waste, and creates a smooth workflow where the printer is continuously fed with film. If you're doing multiple shirts or large orders, this becomes a major time saver. A full bundle like this also gives you room to grow. If you're starting small, maybe making shirts at home, launching a micro brand, or taking custom orders, this machine gives you the ability to scale your output without upgrading immediately. The speed, auto maintenance, and roll system combine into a workflow that feels like an entry-level production setup rather than a hobby printer. Another important part of the experience is reliability. Many users who begin with budget DTF machines eventually upgrade because of constant clogging, unpredictable print quality, or slow output. The M1630 Pro addresses those pain points directly. Faster printing means more jobs finished in less time. Auto maintenance means fewer interruptions. White ink circulation means more consistency. And having the oven, laptop, and film supplies ready from the start means smoother operation without piecing together multiple brands of equipment. When you look at the bundle as a whole, it becomes clear why it appeals to beginners and small business owners. It's the combination of ease, speed, automation, and completeness that makes the entire setup feel like a dependable little printing studio. You can design, print, cure, and press your apparel with a workflow that stays predictable and efficient. For people wanting to get into selling shirts online, customizing items at events, or producing merch for clients, this kind of stability is essential. If you want a DTF setup that avoids the usual problems, prints with high quality, works quickly, and includes everything you need in one package, the Lancelot M1630 Pro bundle delivers an experience that feels polished, streamlined, and ready for real use. It gives you the tools to start creating, expand your output, and rely on a machine that handles much of the maintenance behind the scenes, letting you focus fully on the business and creative side of printing.